Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Things of the Things. First, let me say I hope that everybody had a great holiday. Um, it is 2019. Woo hoo. I know it's been a long time since I have done a video on YouTube. I have not been doing any lives. Um, I just been getting myself together. I think we all have a time where we just need to get ourselves together. So I have gotten myself together. I am ready to dive back into these tutorials. Um, so again, like I said, I hope everybody had a great holiday. If you don't celebrate the holidays, I hope you are doing well in your health and everything that you want to accomplish. Um, and yes, please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you leave comments down below. I will have all of this information in the description. I will have my Instagram in the description. I will have my Facebook page in the description. So you can catch me on all of that jazz. So like I said, we're going to begin. We are going to make a beanie. I will insert a picture either after this or before. Somewhere in here you will see how it looks on a mannequin. But like I said, we're going to do a beanie. Like I said, normally I used to use 2 skeins of yarn. I now do not use 2 skeins of yarn just because that's double the yarn. And if I have somewhere to go, I don't want to lug 2 skeins of yarn with me. So I'm going to show you how to get on both ends and use 1 skein of yarn. Another thing is, because we're going to use knit one, purl one, I am going to be doing this tutorial on the 41 peg loom, but I did want you to look and see how your pegs will be placed on the other looms, because on the 41 peg loom you will have 2 extra empty ones and you need to know what to do with that. So like I said, on the preemie, you just put a stitch marker, skip one, stitch marker, skip one. All of this is even, so you don't have any extra or odd numbers or even numbers that are empty. So this one will look like this. If you are making a preemie hat, you will use this one. To make a baby hat, you would use this one again. This one is the 31 peg loom, so this would fit a baby. And again, like I said, just like on the 41 peg one, you're going to have 2 empty ones and you need to know what to do with that. So like I said, this one looks like this, so this will fit a baby. And that's the 31 peg. This is the 36 peg loom. All of them are even. You don't have 2 over here that are empty. So this one is even. It's going to look right. You don't have to worry about this one. And we are going to go to our 41 peg. So the 41 peg, like I said, you're going to have 2 that does not have a stitch marker on them. Now, me personally, I always, the ones that are empty and does not have a stitch marker on them, I always purl them, just because I do not want this in the way while I'm trying to purl. So the one with the stitch markers I knit, empty ones I purl. And again, you don't have to follow this way, but for me it works out easier. And like I said, I use stitch markers because that if I walk away, I don't have to backtrack and figure out what I did last, and then you're at risk of having to take the whole thing down. So like I said, stitch markers work for me. I do sell stitch markers, so I will list my Etsy shop in the description. So let's get started. Okay, so you're gonna have an end that comes from the middle and the end that comes from the outside. You just grab those two ends, put them together. Now, if you do not want to grab the outside and you want to leave it like it is, then you can use two skeins, but I'm just going to use one because I'm quite mobile. So sometimes I'm on the go, sometimes I grab my little bag and have to skedaddle. I use this because this is more comfortable for my hand. And again, I am right-handed. Attention, I am right-handed, so I'm going to start right here. Now, normally I do not start right here. Normally I start right here and my projects come out fine. But because this is a knit, I want it to start right here. So I'm going to start, and I'm also going to be using a different cast on. I'm going to be using the crochet chain cast on. So what you have to do is you have to make a slip knot, and I think everybody knows how to make a slip knot. Normally we would just pull the slip knot and keep on going and put this on the anchor peg. We're not going to do that today. So I'm going to take that back down, do your slip knot, you're going to have like 2 holes, right? So I'm going to grab my the loom, and like I said, that open space, I'm going to put it right here and make sure both loops are on there. I want, still hold it, I still want this part to be over here on the inside of the loom, okay? And it may be a little hard for me to do because, again, or you can pre-do this. You could, go ahead and take you out some yarn just so you don't have to worry about it. But don't pull too much where it will be tangled, because you will regret it. So like I said, I'm going to sit that right there. Pick up my loom. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go behind, put my finger inside that loop. I'm going to grab and pull. Now, of course, the loop does not have to be this big. You could just pull it back down. But take your loop, go behind, and kind of pull on it a little bit, because it will be loose. Like I said, you're just going behind. Your working yarn is right here, so you're just taking that loop, putting your 2 fingers through it, grab it, pull it behind, grab, pull it. And to me, this gives it a much cleaner edge, and your hat is definitely less likely to roll. Go behind, put on it a little bit, grab that working yarn, and don't, if I'm going too fast, there is an option where you can slow the video down. Make sure your bells are on so you can get notifications when I do post videos. I am happy to be back doing videos again. Like I said, just keep going all the way around, and I will meet you back when we come to the last peg. Okay? Okay, so we are back at our last peg. So now, what do we do? Ah! Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put the loop in this hand, move this to the back, because guess what? We are going to knit this one. So this needs to be in the back, not in the front. So we're just going to put that loop on there, and we're going to pull it. Again, with the ones that have the pegs on them, I knit off. The ones that does not have the peg, I purl. So this is what a knit would be. And again, it will be a little, and if you don't feel really sure about it, you could just pull it. So the one that is coming from here, this short one, if it looks a little loose to you, just pull it, and there you go. But we got to keep it in the back. Okay, so we're just going to knit. That was a knit off what we did at first. We're going to knit now. So knit it, and this is purl. So a purl is when you take your working yarn to the bottom. Normally I like to do it like that, hold it like that with my finger. You're going to pick this up, and you're going to pick the working yarn up to make a new loop. Take it off. Knit. Purl. Pick it up. And make sure you have both. Take it off. Put the new loop on. Pull. You're going to do this the whole way around. Again, there is an option. If I'm going too fast, you can slow it down. And I would say this is beginner friendly. I know some people say that purls take a long time. When I first started knitting, it took me forever to do a purl. But now that I use purls on a regular basis, as time goes, you will get faster. And I'm going to show you what to do with those two empty pegs. Like I said, this works for the 41 peg. Like I said, the 41 peg is not an even number, so it's going to be a little off to where you have two extra pegs that you don't know what to do with. And basically all you do is purl those pegs. It will not make a difference in the hat. It will not alter the hat to where you could tell that, oh, those are two purls. You won't be able to tell. And like I said, you just make sure you're grabbing the two and you just pick them up, because I know I can go a little fast sometimes. Normally I can get this hat done in an hour, maybe sooner than that if I'm not being interrupted. Normally I get a lot of my work done while my kids are at school and I'm just here by myself, because normally when they're here it is all about them and work goes out of the window then. So like I said, you can either use stitch markers or you don't have to. If you have excellent memory, then by all means do you. But I have a mom brain all of the time and I have to use stitch markers, because I have tried to do it without stitch markers and I have messed my hat up, and I was like, oh my god, I had did so much to the hat that it was like, really? So stitch markers are good. Like I said, I do sell the stitch markers. You can use them for looming, you can use them for knitting, you can use them for crocheting. And like I said, please don't forget to subscribe. In my podcast, I will talk about the giveaway that I know everybody is waiting on. So here we come to these two that are empty. We just simply purl them and keep going back to our regular pattern with knitting, purl. And just keep doing the same thing. Now, with the closing of the hat, we will do a decrease. I know everybody does not like decreases, but to not have that bunched up deal at the top of your hat, we're going to do a decrease. So I will show you that when we get closer to the end of our hat. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn on some music possibly. I'm still trying to figure out this editing thing, so you may hear some music, you may not, I don't know yet. So we're going to keep going with that, and then like I said, this is what the bottom of the hat will look like. See, it has a nice clean edge and it looks loose right here all around this hat, but it's actually not. It actually looks good on the mannequin. So again, we're going to keep working with that, and I will see y'all back shortly. Hi. Okay, I'm back. So what I forgot to say last time was that you're going to need a row counter and you're going to need a tapestry needle that comes towards the end. But I did want to say, yes, you're going to need a row counter, whatever kind of row counter you have. Because I'm so used to not counting my rows, I had to go back and count my rows. So I have 47 rows. So again, you would want to have 47 rows, and this is what it should be looking like. So, and of course I forgot my hook, so make sure you always have a spare hook available. And yes, and I'm still working from that one skein of yarn. And again, me personally, I put my stitch markers on the ones that I am knitting off. So like I said, you just keep going around for 47 rows. This is what I use. It depends on how long you want your hat. You can use however many rows that you want. Uh, if you want it more fitted to the head and not kind of slouchy like, then you would cut down on some of the rows. Um, me, I use 47 rows and it didn't come out slouchy. But also having a mannequin head will also help with that, determining if it would be slouchy or not, or specifically where did you want to stop on your hat. And like I said, we're doing our last row. Next we will do the decrease, and then once we decrease, we just sew in the ends and you will have a beanie. So like I'm saying, we just do it all the way around, and I will show you where to stop. When you get ready to stop, you will stop at this peg. So the one that has the stitch marker on, that's where you will stop. So I'm going to continue all the way around, and then when I come back, we will do the decrease. Okay, we're back. So it's time to decrease on a flat stitch, a flat panel decrease. Sorry. Instead of ending right here, we're going to end right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is bring this, it's kind of like a U-wrap, but not really. You just knit that off. Okay, bring it over, grab that working yarn right here in the other hand. So what you're going to do is you're going to knit this off and you're going to leave it. So then we're going to do the same thing for this. Knit it off, move it, pull it. Every time you move it, just pull it, knit this off, leave it where it is, push this down a little. Okay, pick it up, move it over, pull it, hold it with your other working yarn, other hand, knit it off, bring this in front, knit, bring this over, pull it, knit it off, knit, bring it over, and pull it, put it in front, knit this off, bring it over, and going to knit, make sure you have 4 on your loop, make sure you're not to drop. I could show you a video if you would like to see a video on what to do with dropped stitches. I could show you. And bring it over, knit it off. Okay, so now we're back right here. Well, this doesn't really matter. So what you would do will, and this is another thing, when decreasing you will have a empty one, one that has one empty, full, empty, full, empty, full, and you would do that all the way around. So every other peg you would have something on it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our working yarn, wrap it all the way around to right here. Get your scissors and you would cut. Let your working yarn go. Now you have this. And I will get this. So we're just going to pick up the yarn, bring it through. Bring this in the back, pick up the yarn. All the empty ones, you put it behind it. And then you'll be ready to take this off the loom. And if the stitch markers fall off, doesn't matter, because we're at the end of the road. So you just take it behind the empty one and pick up the one that is on the peg behind it. You can actually start by releasing some of these. If you see it is getting like this, like you could go ahead and start releasing them because we already did that, but we're going to do it again. So we're just going to knit that, put it in front, and voila, we are done. So like I said, you just start taking off. And like I said, I had 47 rows, so 47 rows is what I'm going with. You can add more rows to it, or you can stop at 47 rows. To me, it is personal preference. You just take that off and we're done with the loom. We're done with that, and you can just pull it. Now, you will want to pull it from the inside. So once you pull it like this, just stuff that in there and turn it on the inside out. And pull it without breaking it, because some yarn do break. But as you can see, it is pretty flat. Now, you don't possibly need all of this to sew that in. You could just cut that in half, use that for scrap yarn, or you can use that to tie up your pom-poms. But I just weave it in into the tapestry needle. I got 2 pair of these for 99 cents. You can go to your local not Hobby Lobby. I don't know about Hobby Lobby, but you can check your Hobby Lobby. And like I said, you just go in until it is tight enough and secure. But you can get these from Joann's, you can get these from Michael's, these tapestry needles. You can add a pom-pom to this hat if you want to. I do have a video on how to make the perfect pom-pom, so you can go and watch that. I have a video on how to do a messy bun hat. You can go and watch that as well. And like I said, you just keep doing it either till you use up the yarn or you feel that it is secure enough for you. For me, it is secure enough for me. So I'm just going to cut that again, tie this in a knot, and that is going to be it. Now I would trim this again. Yeah, I would trim it again. You don't want loose ends like that hanging. So, and that is what the outside would look like. So it is nice and flat. And there is your beanie. Now, a lot of people say what to do with this. When you initially do this, this will be a little loose. You just pull the string. You can either weave it in through here, through one of these, or you can tie it in a knot and let that be the end of your day. I just have a crochet hook, and I'm just going to put that in there. Later on, I would trim it, weave it in on one of these ribs, and that is your messy bun hat. I will insert a picture and show you what it looks like on the mannequin, And again, thank you all for watching this tutorial. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Please don't be afraid to subscribe, like, and make sure those notifications are on. See you next time.